Hello and welcome to Diniz Farms. We're back with another episode of Mercer County, and we've advanced time an additional day here. It is now late summer, so the soybeans that we planted here have already come up. These are our short season soybeans. If we take a quick look at the map here, you can see all of the crops that we have planted here, except for those short season soybeans, are already in their final stage of growth. And we've done all of our spraying. Everything is ready to go. We put some herbicide down with the planter actually when we put these soybeans in. And if we run over here real quick, you can see all of our corn is coming up rather nicely. I really like this corn texture. It looks good. And so we're all set here on the farm. There's not a lot left to do at this point other than wait for the crops to be ready to harvest. So at this point, we're going to just move our clock forward a few days here and get into the harvest season. We've moved the clock forward here to mid-autumn, and it looks like our corn is all done and ready here. And then our soybeans, while they're both in a final stage from a texture perspective, ironically, our short season beans, which we planted after the wheat, are already ready. However, our normal soybeans in field 20 and 22 aren't quite ready for harvest here yet. And so I think we're going to be getting the combine out here, and I'm trying to decide, we'll probably actually take this bean field off first because I think the combine is all set up with the appropriate header for doing the beans here. So we might as well just dive in and tackle that real quick here. Get this all fired up. It looks like we've got plenty of fuel and our maintenance is in a good spot here. I think we probably tackled that after last harvest. And so we're gonna jump right in here and start taking off these headlands here. I don't expect that we're gonna get so much yield that we're going to need to really get the truck out for more than just dumping into it so we can get it into the bins. I don't think we're going to run the grain cart here on this field. We should be able to pretty much take all of the beans in just a couple of hoppers here with the combine, I think. This is a relatively small field for us. I was really not expecting this field to be the first to pop up. In fact, I was kind of expecting the other two soybean fields to be ready to harvest and that we'd come back and do this one after the corn. But sometimes these new geos and mechanics with seasons has a way to surprise me. I will be curious to see how the yield is coming off of this field, and kind of wondering if this is going to be worth it from a production perspective. I want to see if these yield as well as the normal soybean fields. Because if they do, it would make sense to probably double crop all of our fields, wheat and soybeans, in a given year, giving us a little bit extra yield on these fields and a whole nother crop type to sell. But if the yield on this is significantly lower than just planting the soybeans normal, we'll have to do the math on that and kind of see how things balance out. Now, I am curious also to see, once we get the truck out and dump into it with these beans, if these are harvesting as normal soybeans or if they're going to actually sell as a different crop type of short season soybeans. I don't know if the short season part of this is just there from a planting perspective, or once we harvest it, if it's going to be a whole different fill type as well. I guess we'll find out in just a couple minutes here. I want to get the headland passes off here, and then we'll likely start up a worker while we go get the semi pulled out here. I am having regrets that we didn't take 2 passes off on the other end of the field here so that we have enough room to turn around by those trees, but we'll just get this kind of started off here, and we can always hit that on the other end if it starts to be a problem. I think I will do 2 passes up here along the road though, just to keep us from going out and turning around on the road with the hired help as we're getting the semi and everything else squared away here. I have to say, this 9660 STS has been working out really well for us. This is a very nice combine. The mod is well done. I've definitely enjoyed using this on this particular playthrough. I think these 2 headland passes are going to be more than enough for us to turn around. I'm not going to bother doing a second pass down there on that little bit by the barn there, I think that with that large lot right behind the barn wall, we'll be more than set on that part of the field. So let's get the worker fired off here along the length of our driveway. I think a standard worker is going to be more than enough for what we're trying to do. And we're gonna hop out here, let them do their thing, and we're gonna come back up here to the farm and get the semi disconnected from our spray trailer here and go grab our semi trailer real quick. We should be able to bring this right on out to the field here. I think what we're gonna do is actually just park it here in the driveway for the time being, and we can unload directly into it once we get to the end of the field here with the combine, and we'll see what kind of fill type we're getting off of these beans. So we're coming up on the end row here. We're gonna go ahead and just dump this right into the front hopper here of the semi. If I can get lined up appropriately here. And we'll hop over here and take a look and see what kind of fill type we're getting here. It is short season soybeans, so it's a unique type of bean. So with that, let's go ahead and actually take that second headland pass off since we're down here on this end, just to give us that little bit of extra room for turning around. And I think we'll continue working from the driveway side in for the rest of the field, give us a little bit more space here. Probably actually want to get the semi off of the road there, just in case we need to bring any other equipment in through the farm, and we'll probably get it turned around as well while it's empty and facing back in towards the bin site here, just to make our lives a little bit easier when it comes to unload here in a bit. So we'll let the worker continue on here and grab our semi. coming up here on about 3/4 of the field harvested. We've got a few rounds left over here, and we're almost full. I was really hoping we were going to make it to the end of the field here, but it looks like that's not quite going to happen here, so we're going to have to go and unload this and finish this last, I don't know what that is, 150 feet after we dump into the semi here. Unfortunate, but I guess it's okay. We do have about 325 bushels here in the combine, which is pretty awesome. And so I don't know that we'll get a full semi off of this field, but maybe we'll be able to fill up at least one of the hoppers here. So with that all unloaded into the semi, we're going to go ahead and just get right back out here and have the worker finish up this field, I think. We've got probably another half hour or so to go here harvesting on this field at this rate. We'll check back in at the end here to see how many of these short season soybeans we've got to put into the bins. In true farm sim fashion, we've come up just a couple of rows short on this field. We're gonna have to go all the way back down the field here for these 3, maybe 4 rows. It looks like 4 rows here, I guess. That one's just a little bit different color. I'm kind of curious why that is. Going cab here. Whatever. So we're at 64% here. We're gonna not have another full hopper full, but hopefully with this we'll at least fill up the front of that semi. It always feels good when you get a full hopper of something full, although I guess personally I like if it came in just under that hopper. I would hate to have a couple of bushels left to haul in the other hopper. I'm thinking when we do get around to selling our normal beans, we'll be able to take 1 full hopper of the short season beans up along with us and get those both sold at an appropriate time. Although with our luck, the way it would go is that the short season beans would sell for a better price at a different sell point than the soybeans. And so with that, we've got all of the short season beans off of this field. Let's run on back down here to the other corner and get them dumped into the semi here. And just to make sure we don't accidentally put some in the back hopper here before we want to, we're going to back it into the front hopper here. We've got 170 bushels going here, and yeah, I think we're going to get this all in the front hopper. It looks like the combine is out, and we've got 716 bushels of short season soybeans here to put into our bins. And so at some point here, we'll have to try and do the math and see what our wheat and these short season soybeans add up to from a profit perspective, and compare that against the yield and profit that we're getting on a normal soybean field. We did average around 60 bushels an acre, I believe, on that field. And I think with that, we're going to wrap up this episode here. And next time, we're going to jump into harvesting our cornfields. That's all for today. Kedrick out. Oh, we're just driving over the crops, though. My goodness.